He wondered why Carney hadn't told him that Mayer would react so strangely. Had Carney expected this exchange? "Then it was nice meeting you," Malcolm said, shrugging. He was angry, but not as Mayer. He didn't like the idea of being a dupe. He didn't know that what Carney was hoping to accomplish, but he hadn't told Malcolm the full story. Malcolm turned to head back towards the elevator. Mayer grabbed his shoulder. Mayer's face had shifted from still rage to slack resignation. In his eyes there was also fear. "Okay, wait." He seemed to be thinking, chewing hard on his bottom lip. For some reason, the fear in his eyes was multiplying. Mayer didn't want Malcolm to leave empty-handed. That thought scared him almost more than the legal implication of giving out information. And Malcolm knew that he wasn't going the one who Mayer was afraid of. It was Carney. Malcolm felt as if his feet were planted in the marble floor. Why was a trader in Hong Kong so afraid of Dean Carney? Why was a trader terrified of turning down a hedge fund in Tokyo? Malcolm immediately thought of Simon his warnings. Maybe there was something to what she had said. Maybe her father was trying to tell her things about Carney that Malcolm didn't want to hear. "Okay, Mayer," finally repeated. "Fuck it." Then he leaned forward, close to Malcolm's ear. "I don't have the axe, and I know who does." With that, he turned and walked away. Malcolm stared at his back. Suddenly, he turned and headed into the crowd. Malcolm watched him. He just slack. "I don't have the axe, and I don't know who does." Malcolm knew immediately what Mayer meant. It was trader language, and it was absolutely clear. "I don't have the axe" meant the Mayer did not have the deal. He wasn't the buyer from the tracker fund. He wasn't the one who charged with buying up $225 million of Pacific Century Cyberworks, but with more than that, he was saying that he didn't know who had the axe meant. There might not be a tax at all. That seemed impossible. Someone had to be doing with the buying. The tracker fund had to adjust. It had to take $225 million of the stock. The entire market was bent on it. Everyone in Tokyo and around the world was buying shares for stock, expected them in a week the thing was going to fly. Even Malcolm was thought to be $10 million worth, and yet Malcolm had gone all over the Hong Kong and hadn't found a charge with making buy with everything he was coming. And now Mayer was talking. Coming. Holy shit, Malcolm thought. And then he dawned on him. Maybe there wasn't going to be a big buy. Maybe nobody had the order because the tracker fund wasn't going to buy Pacific Century Cyberworks as everyone thought. Maybe the Hong Kong government had come up with a different way of killing the tracker fund needs. That meant one man, Richard Lee, the Hong Kong billionaire, the founder and CEO of Pacific Century Cyberworks. Malcolm's face flushed as he came to the sudden conclusion. The Hong Kong government wasn't using a trader to buy shares on the open market because they had made a deal with Richard Lee himself. Richard Lee owned half Pacific Century Cyberworks. He had more than $225 million worth of shares. He was going to sell those shares directly to the tracker fund. Репетитор по скайпу, Smart Teacher 197.